Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, AA Gain. I think we are now on video number 10. Uh, Yay, milestone. So today I wanted to talk about motivation and what motivates literally everyone on the planet. I'm sure, I'm sure a lot of people's motivation is very different from others. Just like to share with you what motivates me. Um, the first thing that comes to mind is about 2 years ago now. As you might know, I emigrated from that's right, from Scotland. My parents are English, and they grew up in England, and so they have friends back there. And one of my mom's friends, actually a couple, well, yeah, whatever. Came to visit. One of my mom's friends from university came to visit, and she was super sweet lady and a really nice husband, and it was really nice to actually meet one of my mom's old friends because I could ask her questions like what was mom like back in university and stuff like that. And the biggest thing that she mentioned was that mom was really smart and always had a boyfriend and was always making up nicknames for her boyfriends and things like this, um, and yeah, and I was like, wow, I mean, I knew Mom was smart. I didn't know maybe what other people's impressions were of her, or back in the day when when she went to university and what she was really like. One of the biggest motivations for me is to I'd not necessarily prove to others. I don't want to feel like I have to prove to others because that's too much stress for me. But maybe just make my mom proud, and and make her realize that she did do a good job raising two kids, and gave us like the energy that we need to really live life. So there's thanks to mom, and also thanks to dad because he provided us with a very comfortable life. We never went without. I mean, I know, and it's horrible for some people just getting paycheck to paycheck, just trying to feed themselves and their family and shelter. And thanks to dad, we didn't have to worry about that because he worked hard and went to work every single day and all those kinds of things. And so there. Yeah, so I had two hardworking parents, and that that in itself is a big piece of motivation because if they were willing to do that for you, then what are you going to do with your life? How are you gonna how are you gonna how are you gonna work? How are you gonna present yourself? What things are you gonna do to be productive and not necessarily succeed in this life, because I don't believe that that life needs more successful people. I don't believe that. They need helpers, healers, lovers of all types, and this is from the Dalai Lama. It's not from me, but it's true. If we cared about each other more than we cared about making another dollar, then the world would definitely be a better place. I'm pretty sure of that. So, yeah. So, thanks to mom and dad, and that does bring me to another thing that motivates me is that now that thankfully, my symptoms of psychosis and schizoaffective disorder have subsided somewhat. I mean, I still have some strange beliefs about how the universe works and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm motivated to be a better person. And so what I've been through, like I might have mentioned before, has made me realize what really is important in my life. My son, my family, meaning behind my vocation. So I feel like I'm actually doing something to help people, and that's a really, really big one. And I know I've talked about that before. And really, and good people motivate me too. Every once in a while, you'll come across someone that's just has a great smile, or just you can tell they're just a positive person, and you look at them and you're like, wow, I really want to be like that. So I draw from motivation there. I try to draw motivation from like almost everything that I can to get me through the day, and in the end, if I can lie down on my bed and think about my day and be like, today was a good day, and that's kind of what that's really all I expect out of life, and yeah, and like I've talked about before, I'm working on trying to be the person that I know I want to be. So that's motivation as well. Like I've said before, always looking at the other side of the coin. If somehow I'm presented with a negative thought, emotion, feeling, whatever, how can I make that positive? What can I literally draw from that to motivate myself to stay positive? And I still find myself, like daily, literally, not being who I want to be. I really struggle with when someone is kind of negative around me. I really struggle with not just jumping on their path and being negative too. It's like a knee-jerk reaction that I've always done, and it's the hardest thing for me to change because, well, because I guess I've done it just my whole life. It's just like as soon as somebody says something negative or something happens negative, I turn negative too, which is not what I want to be. It's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of mindfulness or a lot of composure to be able to be presented with a negative situation and be and not follow along that negative path, and because it kind of breeds itself. And I really want to be able to just be positive and maybe make a joke about what just happened, or not even just that, just not following their path and sticking to my own path. So that's just, that's motivation in itself too. I feel I have an obligation to my community, to my family, to the people that I interact with all the time. I have an obligation to be a good person, to be able to support people, to be able to be a good friend, to be a good father, and that's. I'm very thankful that when I am calm, it does come quite naturally to me. I do have a lot of thoughts, as I've talked about before, which is a good thing because as long as they're based in reality, they're a good thing, and it just makes you a better person if you really pay attention to these things. That brings me to another point. I want to talk about how people say, I think it's in popular culture now, thanks to Frozen, that you have to just let it go, and trust that everything is going to turn out all right. And I believe that. I think that's exactly the message that people should be adhering to. But I can't. I don't know. Some days I need my mantra. Some days I don't. And the mantra is motivation too. So my mantra is to not force it. And by it I mean like the life force. If you're a Star Wars fan, the Force. If not, then Maybe it's nature's energy or God's energy, if that's your thing. So I find myself doing this all the time. Is forcing a situation when really I just need to do the exact opposite. Is just kind of step back a little bit and let life happen. Chips fall where they may, and the cliches that are along with that. But it is very true. If you could just be at a place where you literally just let everything happen and you don't force it, then it relieves a lot of stress because things start to work out for you, and you feel better about yourself, and you become a better person, I think, too. So yeah, I try as much as I can every single day, just not to force it and just to let it go. But that's, like I said, I don't know how to wrap myself around the let it go thing. But so I guess that brings me to another point where, I mean, it's maybe you just have to find what's the motivation that's right for you. And for me, it's my own mantra some days. So yeah, find your own motivation. I have to admit, I'm working on my intrinsic motivation. So meaning the motivation that comes from within, the things in life that I can see that make me better, and the positive things that I try to attach myself to. And that's my own thing, the intrinsic thing. But there's also the external. I mean, I do remember, in particular. I played sports growing up my whole life, but I would always play better when my mom or dad was watching, or a friend was watching, or something like that. It was kind of like showing off, but I mean, it was a good thing too, because it made me play better. It gave me motivation. So there's definitely external motivators at the same time too, and I don't think that that's out of the norm. It might be. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that are completely intrinsically motivated, and the only reason they're successful in life because they have their own personal drive that'll get them through any situation, literally. But but I don't think any motivation is bad. So whether it's internal or whether it's external, then it's a good thing because you're doing good things because of that motivation. So that's pretty much all I can think about motivation. Trying to think exactly what else motivates me. And I think I've covered pretty much all the bases. So so I challenge you to find your own motivation, and if not, give some of my suggestions a try and see if they work for you. And stay motivated. That sounded terrible, but whatever. Okay, guys, be free.